Hello, and welcome back once again for more of the Golden Age of DC Comics 365 Days, where I'm taking this beloved coffee table book given to me by one of my best friends about 2 decades ago. It's been surfing my coffee table ever since, and I thought it would be a great excuse to talk about comic books every day. And guess what? It's a 365 days book. So we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. Tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern and find out, huh? Well, this is a 2004 Abrams book, curated and written by Les Daniels, Chip Kidd, and Geoff Spear. And you can find that there's a link in the description to the Amazon page. I believe you can still get one for less than 20 bucks. And it will look great on your coffee table as well. And you could play along at home. And what I do is use the book for its intended purpose. I crack the book open to today's date. It is May the 18th. We look at some comic book art, we read the blurb, and then we talk about comic books for a little while. And I miss those conversations that we used to have at the comic book store, you know, arguing who would win, you know, the Thing or the Hulk, or, you know, or stuff like that, or Spider-Man or Superman, or you know, things like that. And these are the things that fuel our fandom. Just these great conversations we have. And so let's get to it. Just let you know that the golden age of DC Comics runs between 1938 and 1955. The Silver Age is between 1956 and 1970. I'm a Bronze Age baby. The Bronze Age takes place between 1970 and 1985. And I do hear that there's a Copper Age that begins in 1985. I like talking about the ages of comic books and where they begin and end. I'm pretty sure that we're in a brand new age of comic books as well. What do we define this age as? Which one did we just leave? Let's talk about it. Leave a comment in the comment section. So let's get to it. We're going to open the page to today is May 18th, and this one stars Robot Man. Yes, Robot Man, and we're going to read the blurb. It's story and art by Jimmy Thompson from Star Spangled Comics number 67 from April of 1947. DC heroes included lots of magicians who were good guys, so it's only fair that there should have been a few bad apples as well. As the text of this Robot Man story puts it, when a monarch of magic makers uses his art of illusion in a cunning criminal racket, that's serious. Not too serious, though, since the whimsical work of a talented cartoonist maintains a light touch throughout the tale. Robot Man got his start in 1942 and kept on clanking until 1953. So let's look at that one more time. So it's about Molto the Magician, I think. And that's the Robot Man. And let me move my hand. Whoop. Don't give too much away for tomorrow. That's his sidekick too. He's got a sidekick dog. You see him right there? A robo hound. So let's learn a little bit about Robot Man. But he's also the Golden Age Robot Man, as not to be confused with the Silver Age, Bronze Age, Copper Age, and Current Age Robot Man of the Doom Patrol, who you might be more familiar with. This is the Robot Man of the Golden Age, and his name was Robert Crane. And he was a scientist whose brain was placed inside of a robotic body after he'd been fatally shot. Since Crane had to be legally dead for his assailants to be charged with murder, he created a civilian identity as Paul Dennis, accomplished with lifelike face mask and gloves. As Robot Man, he was a member of the World War II era team, the All-Star Squadron. He also fought crime solo with the help of his canine sidekick, Robbie the Robot dog. His stories were mostly lighthearted in nature, featuring whimsical situations and plenty of comedy, comedy relief, usually provided by Robbie the dog. Still, the story remains grounded in Robot Man's struggle to adjust to his new existence, at one point having to reveal his identity in court and being declared legally human. In 1951, he helped Dr. Midnight, the original Charles McNider, make the devices McNider needed to become Starman. I guess that's what it says here. And that guys for a year and a half then gave him to David Knight, a Starman for the future, who took them for the rest of the year before returning to the future and dying there. I guess that was a flashback in James Robinson's Starman of the 80s and 90s. Don't know. It's not annotated here. But this Robert Crane is a different Robot Man than who premiered in My Greatest Adventure number 80 in June 1963, was someone that you're probably more familiar with, Cliff Steele. He was a race car driver, and the same thing. He got into he was a daredevil and race car driver that was in an accident during the Indianapolis 500, destroying his body. Dr. Niles Calder placed Cliff's brain into a robotic body. After the operation, Cliff suffered from frequent depression because he viewed himself as less than human. He was one of the founding members of the Doom Patrol. And there's actually a really good HBO Max live action show about the Doom Patrol, which it's really out there. It's macabre, it's grotesque, but it keeps all the quirky charm of the Doom Patrol, which was a very macabre, gruesome, and offbeat title. It was about people that really that felt like rejects of society, that didn't quite fit in. It was a team of misfits, and they all fit strangely together. And that's something Doom Patrol perpetuates through its runs, through its different incarnations. But yeah, that's but this is not about Robot Man Cliff Steele. This is the original Robot Man, Robert Crane. And he was reinvented as well for the new 52 as well for their Earth 2. So this 80-year-old property was perpetuated at least up to about 10 years ago in the new 52. Yeah. So that's about it. One thing else I like to touch upon, besides the ages of comics, besides the Golden Age, the Silver Age, the Bronze Age, like Hesiod, this ancient Greek historian, the ages of man were the Golden Age, the Silver Age, the Bronze Age, the Age of Heroes, which included all the Trojan warriors, that Age of Heroes, and then the Iron Age. And so this idea of ideal ages and generations comes from Hesiod. That's where that's its basis. And another thing I like to pay attention to over the years too is cover price, such as how much would the cover price of a comic book be today? Like there was a 10-cent cover price in 1941. Okay, so how much would that be today? I am using the CPI inflation calculator from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. I think this is a fair standard to use. So it would be $2.04. I also would use a Google search, and it said it was about $1.95, and because it said that $10 was $195, and is that what it said? Yeah, I suck at math. Don't listen to me. That's why I use the internet for this stuff. So I'm looking it up, and 10 cents in February of 1941 is $2.04 in March of 2022. Let's see, 60. I want to see 60 cents in 1984 because that was one of the median prices. I also found this on Comic-Con as well, the median comic book prices for every year. So in February, so a 60-cent comic book in February of 1984 was $1.68. For about the past 10 years, the median comic price, and this is for a comic book, for a monthly magazine, one part, just one individual issue, it's been $3.99. So the same kind of content and the same stories that you would have been $1.68 using 1984 money, a 60-cent cover price is $1.68 today. We're paying $3.99 an issue for that. Sometimes $4.99, depending on the popularity of the title. And I'm always struck with, is it worth it financially? I mean, what's the big difference between these two eras as well? This had a newsstand as a point of sales origin. The newsstand or the spinner rack, or somewhere where kids can get their hands on it and spend their pocket money on it. Now comic books are basically about the direct market and found at comic book stores. Kids don't buy comic books. They don't. These are like really focused at adults now, and the prices and the marketplace reflect that. Kids in the current era, they're buying they're buying something a bit cheaper and a bit something that kids can afford with whatever funds kids can get and are allowed. It's manga, Japanese style comic books, and that's what kids are investing their time and their money and their imaginations in. So it's just, who are modern comics being marketed to? If it's not kids and it's not the old customers that that embarrass the comics company, that they're trying to get new customers. Well, wow, if you're selling 40,000 copies of something popular, and and back in the day it was like hundreds of thousands of copies because you had the newsstand. I don't know. And then remember, these are just the monthly issues, and that kind of don't matter because eventually it's all going to be reprinted as a trade paperback, and where you can literally get it cheaper per chapter, per issue. Every issue is a chapter of the story, and it would be definitely a little cheaper per chapter to get it in the collected edition if you wait the 6 months for it. And what is up with modern comics? Well, that means it's a good idea to look back in the past and especially look at the golden age of comics when all this began. And the best part about it is that comic books, these superhero comic books, are over 80 years old now, and it seems to have a very good life and a big life. And is it going to come to an end because of the prices and not being basically shopped to children? Who knows? But until then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep talking about comic books. I'm going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, where we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you could be so kind. I make daily content about cooking and about spirituality and about comic books. So tune in. I would love to earn your subscription. Cheers, good luck, namaste, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.